Welcome to SibSpot. Today's stories from Reddit are again entitled Parents. Our first story today is by Urameshi Yusuke. Entitled Kid and Parent at the Mario movie. No spoilers. I am sure there's no spoilers in this, guys, don't worry. This happened a few weeks ago when the movie first came out. I went to go see the new Mario movie and I was really hyped for it as I'm a pretty big Mario fan. It was pretty good in my opinion, and to celebrate, I decided to go dressed as Mario. It wasn't a really good cosplay, as I just threw on some old blue overalls, a red long-sleeved shirt, a replica of Mario's hat I bought at the Nintendo store in New York City, and some work gloves. I even brought a plush super mushroom that my late aunt bought for me in China. Anyways, I got to the theater, paid for my ticket, got my snacks, a large bag of popcorn, some candy bars, and a blue raspberry slushie. However, the movie didn't start until 1.5 hours, so I just hung out in the small arcade they had there. While I was there was also a little boy with his mom, and he kept eyeing me and got all excited. Keeping with the Mario theme, let's call the mom Bowsette and the kid Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. "Mommy, look, it's Mario!" Bowsette. "Yes, I know." Bowser Jr. "Can I see him?" Bowsette. "Fine." So Bowser Jr. runs up to Mario, and that is when he sees my mushroom. Bowser Jr. "Wow, a mushroom. Can I have it?" Me. "Sorry, this mushroom means a lot to me." Bowser Jr. "But you don't need it." Me. "Yes, I do." Bowsette sees Bowser Jr. arguing with me, and she stomps on over there. Bowsette. "Give him the toy." Me. "Sorry, I can't just give it to him, as it means a lot to me." Bowsette. "Just give him the toy." Me. "Sorry, can't do." Bowsette. "But you don't need it. You're too old for it." After she said that, I just ignored them and grabbed my snacks and went to sit in the auditorium where the movie was playing. Shortly later, they walked in and sat on the row in front of mine, and throughout the movie, Bowsette kept giving me the evil eye, but I just ignored her. I guess they forgot about me because when the movie finished, they walked out of the room without looking at me, and after that, I never saw them again. Still enjoyed the movie, and if you're wondering about the mushroom, it's chilling right next to me on my bed as I'm writing this post. Story number 2 is by Mega782. Entitled Mom Demands My First Class Seat on a Flight and Causes a Mid-Air Commotion. I, 32 male, was on a flight from New York to Los Angeles and had booked a first-class seat for myself. I was looking forward to a comfortable flight when a woman in her mid-30s and her young daughter, 7 or 8 years old, approached me. "Excuse me, that's my seat," the woman said, pointing to my first-class seat. "No, it's not," I replied, showing my boarding pass. "I booked this seat and paid extra for it." "Well, my daughter is tired and needs to rest," the woman said, ignoring my explanation. "You can just sit in coach." I was surprised by her audacity, but I held firm. "I'm sorry, but I'm not giving up my seat." The woman then began to raise her voice, attracting the attention of the flight attendants and other passengers. She started shouting and demanding that I give up my seat, saying that her daughter needed it more than I did. As the commotion escalated, other passengers started to chime in, some supporting me and others supporting the entitled mom. The flight attendants tried to calm everyone down, but it was clear that this situation was quickly spiraling out of control. Eventually, the captain, in his 50s, came over to try to resolve the issue. The entitled mom kept insisting that her daughter needed the first-class seat more than I did, and she wouldn't stop shouting and making a scene. The captain tried to reason with her, but she was having none of it. She started to become aggressive and physical, grabbing at my bag and trying to pull me out of the seat. At this point, the flight attendants had to intervene and physically restrain the entitled mom. It was a chaotic scene, with passengers shouting and the entitled mom continuing to struggle against the flight attendants. Finally, the captain announced that if the entitled mom didn't calm down and return to her own seat, he would be forced to make an emergency landing. This seemed to get through to the entitled mom, and she finally backed down. She slumped back into her own seat, still muttering and grumbling. The rest of the flight was tense and uncomfortable, with everyone on edge and the entitled mom glaring at me every chance she got. When we finally landed in Los Angeles, I was relieved to be off the plane and away from the drama. Looking back on it, I can't believe how entitled and aggressive some people can be. It was truly a scary experience, and I hope I never have to go through something like that again. These two stories don't even sound real, because I can't fathom how anyone's this entitled. I feel like they embellish their stories or change them slightly. There just can't be any way that someone's this nuts or entitled. The mushroom is not yours. The seat is not yours. Why people on the plane would stand up for the woman is beyond me. Maybe they just wanted the arguing to stop, because it's never fun to be in a tiny enclosed space with a crazy person who's irate. Our third story today is by Tit for Tat 101. Am I the unreasonable one for wanting to use my car when I'm home from business trips? I will say this, I don't think my mom's entitled, but rather she had entitled moments. I travel for work, gone weeks to months at a time. I have a car, but I leave it with my mom because she doesn't have one and told her she could use it. Side note, she lives with my dad and they are separated, and her 2 grandkids, which she cares for. I pay the car note and insurance. Whenever I come home, I use the time to get things done, like doctor's appointments, dentist, hair, stuff like that. I always do my best to let my mom know my schedule and appointments. So here's what happened. Day 2 home, I had no appointments, just wanted to go to the gym. My mom told me she had to take my niece to a club during the time I had planned for the gym. That's fine, I understood. So I just went to the gym later. Day 3, had a doctor's appointment along with a tax appointment. Plans were to go to the gym, go to the doctor's, then taxes. I told my mom about my plans, except for the tax thing, because that was new and I got the appointment the day before. As I'm leaving for the gym, my mom asks if I can drop her off so she can get some blood work done. A little miffed because it was out of my way, but whatever. I assumed she was going to walk back because the place is within walking distance of the house. As I drop her off, she asks if I can pick her up. When I get her, turns out the place was too busy. She didn't even have an appointment. She asked what I was doing the next day, which I told her I had a hair appointment. She knew this, as I've told her before I got home and when I got home. Now she's mad because I need my car to get my stuff done, and she can't find a time to get her blood work done. This seems to happen often when I come home, where I have to accommodate around her schedule despite the fact that it's my car and I plan things out in advance and let her know. She ends up getting frustrated and mad, which makes me upset too. Seriously, I'm wondering if I'm the unreasonable one in this situation. This was not an "am I the bad guy" post, but lots of people are saying you're not the bad guy in this case. Entitled mom expects $250 gifts for her kid on every holiday. Ugh. So I have to get this off my chest. I just can't believe the audacity of some people. Let me tell you about Mrs. Smith, one of the moms in my daughter's class. You wouldn't believe the email she sent out to all of us parents. She seriously expects us to each buy her kid a $250 gift for every holiday, including Blacktober. I don't know what Blacktober is. I mean, come on. Who does she think she is? Honestly, I've heard some pretty entitled stories, but this takes the cake. Her poor kid, Alex, is just such a sweetheart and doesn't deserve to be put in the middle of this ridiculous situation. I can only imagine how embarrassed they must feel. It's just not right to put that kind of pressure on other parents and kids in the class. The worst part is, it's not like she's even discreet about it. She sent out a group email with a wish list and even had the nerve to say that it's for our children's happiness and bonding. What kind of bonding is she expecting with gifts that expensive? And to demand it for every holiday? That's just insane. I talked to a few other moms and we all agree this is absolutely ridiculous. We all want our kids to be happy and have fun, but there's a limit to how much we should be spending on gifts. It's not like we're made of money. Plus, I'm a firm believer that it is the thought that counts, not the price tag. Anyway, I just had to get this off my chest. I'm not sure what we're going to do about it yet, but we definitely can't give in to her crazy demands. Maybe we can come up with a plan to show her that the true spirit of the holidays isn't about material possessions, but about spending time with loved ones and making meaningful memories. Here's hoping. Has anyone else experienced something like this? Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Just in case there's any entitled Karens out there listening, it is not okay to make a wish list for your child of expensive gifts or set a minimum dollar amount that must be spent. Not okay. Only 4 stories for today. I hope you enjoyed them. Entitled parents are kinda nuts. Until we meet again, have a remarkable day.